I wanted to talk to you today about a very useful plant to know, and that's yarrow. I'm sitting here today with a lovely patch of yarrow. You see here these wonderful flowers, and all the leaves here, quite large. Come up here, see the flowers. It's a fantastic plant to know, and I wanted to show you how to identify it and also what you could do with it. Look up close here, you see these flowers. These are from the daisy family, this plant is, so you can see the flowers are actually quite pretty. And when we come down here, it has these frilly leaves. Come down here, you can see a lot more of these leaves here. So it's quite distinguishable from other plants, and if you were to get it confused with, say, something from the carrot family, which has these tall stems and these sort of white flower heads, things like wild carrots, you might think of hemlock and some of the more dangerous plants. It's quite easy to identify and see the difference, and if you were to smell the flowers, they have quite a medicinal healing smell to them. And the botanical name for yarrow is Achillea millefolium. Achillea relating to Achilles because he used the plant reputedly to stem the bleeding of the wounds of his soldiers on the battlefield. And millefolium, as you can see, the leaves coming down here have this sort of quality with them. See here, very frilly. Millefolium, plant of 1,000 leaves, plant of 1,000,000 leaves. Let's see a bit better by here. It's a lovely plant, and it's now flowering, but within about a month, by about the end of September, it'll stop flowering. So what can we use yarrow for? We can use it to stem bleeding, which is what Achilles did reputedly. So we would take the leaves here and we would chew them up and we would make a poultice out of them. So we take these leaves here and you chew them up, and then you place that onto a wound where you have bleeding externally, and that will help to stop the bleeding. So the plant is a styptic. You can also take these are fresh, and put that into your nose if you have a nosebleed. Another way you can use this is to strip these off, dry the leaves, strip these off, create a powder, and you can place this into the nose. Helps to stop bleeding. So it's good for stopping bleeding externally, but also internally helps to regulate bleeding as well. So if we're thinking about, especially for women, menstrual, lovely little fly down here. Menstrual bleeding helps to regulate that, also helps to reduce menstrual cramps. Helps to bring things into balance inside, so it's very, very good for women to use. Very good for internal cramping generally, so things like stomach cramps, good for the digestion, helps the digestion. It's helping generally reduce inflammation and tone the blood vessels internally as well. So we could use these flowers, take these and put them into a tea or a tincture. Use them fresh in tea, or you could dry them for future use by placing in, say, a brown paper bag or hanging them up to dry. Another way we can use yarrow, which is one of its fantastic, brilliant healing effects, is that it's a diaphoretic. So when things are diaphoretic, they help you to sweat, which helps therefore to remove toxins. So if you have a high fever that is very high and potentially dangerous, it's a brilliant plant to use to actually reduce that fever. Very good combined with things like elder, which also has that quality. So when we're looking at things in the winter now, coming into sort of that flu season, potential viruses, yarrow will be very good to use. If you're able to go and pick some now and take that fresh or dry it off and make a tincture, I'd recommend doing so. And when the elder breeds are out, which they are just coming in now, pick some of them as well. You've got your own home remedy then. Let's reduce fever and clear out toxins. Yeah, so wound healer, to reduce inflammation, internal cramping, and regulate internal bleeding, and also very, very good for reducing fevers.